All right. Hello and welcome to today's presentation. I'm Laurie Silvey. I'm the state chair for Illinois Employer Support of the Garden Reserve. In my day job, I work for the Illinois Chamber of Commerce as the Vice President of Business Services. So I approach ESGR from the employer side of things. ESGR is a volunteer organization within the Department of Defense, and it's aimed at bettering the relationship between employers and their reserve complement. So right now, I'd like to go ahead and introduce Michael Holub, who is our Vice Chair with Illinois ESGR. He is a former police chief and has also been involved with Illinois' committee for many years. And he's going to provide us with just a short briefing on ESGR and new service. Michael?
Hey, hello everybody. I lost my presentation, but are you guys seeing it now?
We are not.
Try sharing my screen again. Technology is a great thing, isn't it? When it works.
Only when it works.
Yeah, absolutely. So, still not seeing my screen?
Nope.
All right.
Do you have the presentation open already? Oh, there we go.
You got it?
Good. Yep.
All right. I'm going to try and project it a little larger. You still seeing it?
We are.
All right. So hello, everybody. Let's do a really quick down and dirty briefing on what employer support of the Guard and Reserve is. As Laurie said, our Department of Defense office started in 1972. We got committees in all 50 states and a couple of territories and regions. And we're all trained volunteers. We do it kind of like for the love of the game, but our end state is that we try and bring a good relationship between civilian employers and those in their employ who are in the National Guard or Reserve. These are our goals to gain and maintain, recognize outstanding support, increase awareness of the law. We do that through briefings and such for both employers and for military people as well. And we resolve conflicts through mediation. We're happy to say that the vast majority of employers are doing it correctly, doing it right. Once in a while they misstep and it's not intentional, they're not vindictive, but we're there to bring them up to speed. We don't advocate for one side over the other. We're neutral, but we advocate for the law. So we want to make sure that everyone knows what's going on. This is just an Illinois snapshot of what's happening in the bottom half of this slide. We've got about 24,400 residents of the state of Illinois who are in one of those 7 components. So there's 2 guards, an air guard and an army guard, and then there's 5 reserve components. And in Illinois, as I said, we have about 24,400 who are residents here. We brief the units that are located within the state of Illinois and try and get to them on an annual basis to let them know not only their protections, but their burden and obligation to their employers. What's your requirements as an employer? I became involved with the ESGR because, as Laurie said, I was a police chief and I had about 5 of my officers who are in the Guard and Reserve. Actually, 3 of them were being deployed all at the same time. I reached out for Illinois ESGR because I wanted to make sure that I was doing it right. So I know that I got to let them go, got to let her go, got to let her come back. Upon return, I have to reinstate them promptly, restore their seniority as if they had never left, reinstate whatever employment benefits may be there, retrain them or bring them up to speed on the new skills that they may have had. In policing, we had some upgrades in software for some of our communication devices. And of course, discrimination in hiring or employment, promotion, reemployment, any of those type of things. Can't discriminate because of their military service. And when I talk to employers, I basically tell them, treat them as you would anybody else on any other type of leave of absence. So if you have employees on Family Medical Leave Act or maternity leave or educational leave, if your company has it, your military people, don't make up special rules for them, because that's where we usually find that employers get themselves in a little bit of a fix. Health plans, a lot of military people are going to take opportunity to take advantage of some of the military plans that are out there, but if they do choose to stay, you can require them to pay a little administrative cost of up to 102%. And then once they return, there's no re-enrollment period. You have to let them back in the program if they leave it as soon as they come back. You don't have to wait for the employment term. Pensions, their seniority continues on in their pension. their time as if they were not gone. So if Laurie and I were equally situated in our company and she got deployed while I stayed back, upon her return, she joins me at the seniority level that we both enjoyed, the vesting, the credible time of service in the pension program, and all those other things. That's what we refer to as the escalator clause, and that's what we're talking about here, your reemployment position. You have to put them back in essentially the same job, and we recognize that sometimes things happen with companies where perhaps in that year that a service member may be gone, something may change, but it has to be a similar position, equal in status, equal in pay, equal in responsibility. And when I tell the soldiers that they can't be discharged except for cause, I always joke with them. I said, if you go out into the parking lot and break out your boss's windows with a ball-peen hammer and flatten his tires, you're going to be fired. Don't call ESGR because that would be cause. But the timetable for people for returning is over 180 days if they've been gone for a year. And there are other timetables for lesser periods of time, including annual training and even weekend drill. So if you have questions about that, call us because we can help you. The one I get most often is for shift employees and their weekend training. I had a police officer from Chicago who worked the midnight shift, got off at 7 a.m. and had to drive the 6 or 8 miles that it was to her drill location. And if I wasn't boring enough on that Saturday morning, she had worked all night and had to listen to me talk about these type of things. And she had asked her district commander for time off, and he said, "You drill in North Riverside, it's only 8 miles away. What do you need time off for?" Well, the logic is very simple. The military doesn't want the soldier, sailor, Marine, airman, they don't want them reporting on Saturday morning fatigued or tired. You don't want them back Monday morning coming off of their weekend drill fatigued and tired. So the logic is the same on both ends of that. And again, if you have problems with that, reach out for us. We have some information we can give you. We love doing awards. I did an award presentation today for 2 FBI agents. We did it virtually because we're landlocked, so to speak. So from my secret bunker in the side of a hill at my home, I participated with the special agent in charge of Chicago FBI, and we gave 2 supervisory special agent Patriot Awards, which is a very unique award for us because it's for that direct supervisor, not the company. But you can see the other awards that we have there. They go up. One of the best ones is if you have a partner or spouse who has a very supportive employer, you can put them in for an award. If they've let you go to see off your loved one or welcome them back and they've supported you another way, we have a Patriot Award that we can give to those supportive employers. The other awards go up, and they do, like number 3 through 5, they do go to the company after that because of their continued support, because we recognize that the company must be doing it right if all the supervisors are doing it right. And it can even go to up to the Secretary of Defense Employer Freedom Award, National Freedom Award. They only give 15 of those a year. So we have some awards. Again, we love doing the recognition for the employers that do it well, and that's the vast majority of them. A statement of support is what Laurie talks about. She's going to talk about those bullet points that are there, but we want to have people that proudly display this, and I'm going to let I think maybe Robert will do a little more explanation about the statement of support, but that's kind of the impetus for the call today. And that was a quick overview of ESGR. We like to be the agency that no one has to call, but we know you're going to call us, especially the service member, if things go bad. But that is also available to you too as employers. If you have a question about something, call us first. We're confidential, we're free, which is even better. And we can, for the most part, a lot of our volunteers will be able to answer your question and just say, no, here's how you have to do it. If not, we can put you in touch with one of our ombudsmen who are the trained people, and they can give you a little bit more insight into the law. But again, call us before, don't just guess, and we'll be happy to talk you through whatever issues that you may have. And that concludes my presentation.
All right, thank you, Michael. Next, I'd like to go ahead and introduce Scott Klein, who has just joined us. He's our co-director for employer outreach and a current Army reservist. And Scott, I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself, and then you can turn it over to Robert for him to say a few words.
Perfect. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Sorry I was a couple of minutes late, as you can see. I am currently on active duty orders. I'm out here in Minnesota and just finished an exercise outside. So I was itching to get back inside so I can join this call for a few minutes. And
Are you at Fort Snelling?
I'm at Camp Ripley.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know where that's at. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, long drive, but great exercise out here. And so either way, so I'm a currently, as you can see, an Army Reserve officer and with an MP unit in Arlington Heights. And I am also privileged to serve as the Employer Outreach Director for Illinois ESGR. So briefly, as Laurie, I'm sure, started saying earlier, we have been conducting these virtual gatherings, this one certainly being very unique in having several companies, and thank you to all of you for jumping on. This is really just fantastic when we have companies that publicly and proudly show their support for those that serve in the Guard and the Reserve. I mean, I can tell you firsthand the dual life that we live, and your commitment to supporting our service, it means a great deal. And there's nothing I enjoy more than picking up the phone, calling companies to sign that statement of support. We've been stuck doing this virtually for the most part for the past few months. But honestly, as I've told Mike and Laurie for the past couple of months, we've actually been increasing our bandwidth and being able to reach even more companies by not having to get on the road. So thank you for joining us, and thank you for making that pledge. Thank you for making that commitment, and thank you to the Chamber for partnering with us on this. I'm happy to answer any questions. I'm staying on for the next few minutes, but I will turn it over to my very good friend and partner in crime in these efforts, Robert Lewis, who is a fellow volunteer for the Illinois ESGR, as well as the program manager for the Illinois Hire Heroes Consortium. And again, thank you. And I'm happy to answer any questions. The one ask I have of everybody is, this is not just for you. This is hopefully an opportunity for you to pay it forward. If there's another company that you know, if you can make another 2 introductions, we would very much appreciate that. And I can tell you, I know that all of us volunteers that are on this call, Laurie, Mike, Robert, myself, we will do these anytime we can squeeze in 20 minutes, talk to an employer that's willing to take that pledge. We will be on the line with you, and we will gladly talk you through that. And again, thank you for your support.
Fantastic. Hello, everyone. Name's Robert Lewis. As my friend Shalom just referenced me, I'm always extremely glad for this part of the day when I can jump on with organizations who publicly understand and want to acknowledge the Guard and support for the great work that they do in support of them when they support us and our nation. I am the program manager currently for the Illinois Hires Heroes Consortium, which is housed within the Illinois Department of Veterans Affairs. And I work directly with employers to help them to acknowledge and also become veteran friendly with their hiring efforts. So that's with recruitments, that's with hiring, and then also supporting veterans once they're on board. So a lot of great resources associated with IHHC is the acronym there. And I'd love to have a conversation with each one of you after the call at some point. I'm sure we'll be able to find some mutual value to add to our efforts. But thank you and congratulations for this. This is awesome. You're recognizing this is what all employers need to do, not just in the state of Illinois, but nationwide, as Shalom mentioned. So if you know anyone, or 2 or 3 or 4, send them our way. And with that, I will give it back to Laurie and Michael. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Robert. I'd like to thank Karen Mullins, the Executive Director of the Marion Chamber of Commerce, for working with Illinois ESGR to put this event together. Karen, did you want to say a couple words to get us started? I think you muted.
Sorry. I wanted to thank you guys for giving us the opportunity to be your guinea pig as far as chambers with these events. State Representative Severin gives his regards, but unfortunately he wasn't able to call in. As a chamber, we're very committed to the efforts of the National Guard, and we're happy to have very close connections with them within our chamber, as well as different veteran projects. Seeing the folks that are logged on today, I know are members of our Veterans Honor Flight volunteer groups, and they're very active, and it's really exciting to see all of them here today.
All right, thank you. So the Statement of Support program is one of ESGR's primary efforts to build strong support for the Guard and Reserve. And the purpose of the SOS is to encourage more employers to support the Reserve component employees by public acknowledgement that the company signing the document recognizes the importance of the Guard and Reserve. So today, members of the Marion Chamber of Commerce will be signing your own statements of support and joining those ranks of the hundreds of thousands of employers who have previously signed. So I'm going to go ahead and read the pledge that you are signing. It says, "We fully recognize, honor, and comply with the Uniformed Services Employment and Reemployment Rights Act. We will provide our managers and supervisors with the tools they need to effectively manage those employees who serve in the Guard and Reserve. We appreciate the values, leadership, and unique skills service members bring to the workforce, and will encourage opportunities to employ Guardsmen, reservists, transitioning service members, and veterans. We will continually recognize and support our country's service members and their families in peace, in crisis, and in war." So if you have already printed out a copy of the SOS, if you could go ahead and sign and date. And then if you'd like to go ahead and hold it up for us when you're finished with that. Thank you, Julie. Perfect, thank you. So at this point, if any of the employers on the line would like to say a few words about why you are signing this statement with us, I can go ahead and turn it over to you. Julie, I'll pick on you first, since you're actually a volunteer with ESGR. I know that you understand the importance and support that this provides. So I'll put you on the spot and let you say a couple of words first.
Well, I've just been a volunteer since 2014, I think. And so it's actually in Megan, she introduced me to ESGR, Megan Zeller, who's on here also. So I think, anyways, it's a tangled web of people here, but just valuing ESGR and knowing what it's all about and how much fun I have presenting awards and getting statements of support signed. I don't know why I never thought about signing one for my own business. So I was happy to see it pop up and happy to do it.
Great, thank you. Megan, would you like to add anything?
Not really. Like Julie said, I think that I got involved with ESGR in 2012. Julie and I have both been on a boss lift, and it is something that we fully support here at Priority Staffing Group, and we commend our military and are very supportive of the things that ESGR supports.
Thank you. And Ashley, I will put you on the spot if you'd like to say a couple words as well.
Sure. I just remember probably, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago, I remember Julie actually presenting this at the Armory. I don't know if Julie remembers this or not, but our chamber had our luncheon held out at the Armory through Bo Diedrich and our Illinois National Guardsmen here in Marion, brought the attention to the program at that time. And just again, as Karen mentioned, the Guard has been great supporters of our chamber, always there to volunteer, always there to help. And then obviously, they make excellent individuals out in the workforce. In a trying time, I know with Megan's position, trying to find good, honest, hardworking individuals. It's hard to do so when at least those people that are involved with the Guard, have that kind of work ethic and training that they want to do their job and do the best that they can. So it seemed like a perfect fit for us to continue to acknowledge and support that program.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us, and thank you all for signing. Again, thank you, Karen, for putting this all together. And at this point, I will go ahead and stop the recording.